Tell CJ when she gives Millie our support on Monday, she can mean it.
You know, it's gonna seem to some people like you did it because your daughter asked you to.
Yeah? You know, Josh, I think if you ever have a daughter, you're gonna discover there are worse reasons in the world to do something. Sit down, we're coming to the good part.
What's he doing?
He's wondering why that key doesn't fit. He's going round to the back entrance. He stopped again. He's looking at the hand now. He's trying to remember when he
How you doing?
put the key back in.
I said, how you doing?
I'm afraid we've had
Fine.
He's going way down the street.
You know, we're coming up to the good part.
Dad, people are trying to watch the movie.
You want to bet me your tuition no one in this room is going to shush me?
Across that swan ski.
I hear you're thinking about ophthalmology.
He's coming back fast.
Oncology.
Why do you want to study people's feet?
That's podiatry.
And what's children's medicine?
Pediatrics.
I thought it was obstetrics.
That's pregnant women.
And what's the study of feet?
Dad, you're not gonna get me to laugh.
Really? The only thing you ever had to do to make me happy was come home at the end of the day.
We'll have nothing else to fear.
So, endocrinology would be what? Disorders of the gallbladder?
Thyroid.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong about that. I think endocrinology is your subspecialty of internal medicine, devoted to the digestive system.
That would be gastroenterology.
Are you sure it's not nephrology, immunology, cardiology, or dermatology?
Would you stop it? I'm trying to watch the movie.
Okay. Here comes the good part. This is Lanningham. Did you guys know she lost 2 sons in Vietnam? What would make her want to serve her country is beyond me, but in 14 years, she's not missed a day's work, not one. There's Kathy, Donna, and Margaret.
Mr. President, there's something that's been bothering me for most of the day, and while I know this is an inappropriate time...
Oh, what's on your mind, Josh?
I serve at the pleasure of the President, and it's a great privilege that I will never forget. I can't keep this. I think it's a white flag of surrender. I want to be a comfort to my friends in tragedy, and I want to be able to celebrate with them in triumph. And for all the times in between, I just want to be able to look them in the eye. Leo, it's not for me. I want to be with my friends, my family, and these women.
Excuse me. Thank you. Friends, please. Well, the chili's ready, and I hope you all enjoy it. In fact, since I told you you would enjoy it, I'm reasonably certain that you will. You know, of course, the First Lady's in Pakistan. I'm not entirely sure why, but I have learned it's a pretty good idea not to ask my wife too many questions, as it seldom leads to anything but further confusion. I miss her very much, but I'm delighted our beautiful daughter Zoe is here. Zoe. You know, she's starting Georgetown in the spring. This prior to medical school and a life of celibacy.
Yeah, right.
It's an incredible adventure you're starting on, sweetheart. An amazing 4 years full of people and experiences you haven't yet dreamed of. And if you will allow me just 1 minute of business, please. I hope that by the time we're done with our 4 years here, we'll have seen to it that every young person who chooses can go to college and beyond, regardless of their economic status. Understand that today was another one of Leo's big block of cheese days. You all start out so cynical, but it never fails. By the end of the day, there's always one or two converts, right? And today was no exception. C.J. Craig is going to be up all night writing a position paper for the Interior Department on the necessity of wildlife protection. C.J., I don't mind the cost of this wolves-only highway. It's a segregation. The ACLU is going to file a petition on behalf of some reindeer, and then we're all screwed. Sam Seaborn had a guy who spotted a UFO today, am I right? Sam laughed him out of his office, but you've been thinking about it ever since. But you can rest assured, Sam, it was not a spaceship from another planet, just another time. A long since abandoned Soviet satellite. One of its booster rockets didn't fire and it couldn't escape Earth's orbit. A sad reminder of a time when two powerful nations challenged each other and then boldly raced into outer space. What will be the next thing that challenges us, Toby? That makes us go farther and work harder? You know that when smallpox was eradicated, it was considered the single greatest humanitarian achievement of this century. Surely we can do it again, as we did in a time when our eyes looked towards the heavens, and with outstretched fingers, we touched the face of God. Here's to absent friends, and the ones that are here now.
The first commandment says, honor thy father.
No, it doesn't.
Toby,
it doesn't.
listen to...
No, if I'm going to make you sit through this preposterous exercise, we're going to get the names of the damn commandments right.
Okay, here we go.
Honor thy father is the third commandment.
Then what's the first commandment?
I am the Lord your God. Thou shalt worship no other God before me. Boy, those were the days, huh?
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Al, what do we got here, CJ?
Well, we've got some hot tempers, Mr. President.
Mary.
Mr. President, I'm John Van Dyke.
Yes. Reverend?
May I ask you a question, sir?
Of course.
If our children can buy pornography on any street corner for $5, isn't that too high a price to pay for free speech?
No.
Really?
On the other hand, I do think that $5 is too high a price to pay for pornography.
Why don't we all sit down?
No, let's not, CJ. These people won't be staying that long. May I have some coffee, Mr. Lewis? Al, how many times have I asked you to denounce the practices of a fringe group that calls itself the Lambs of God?
Oh, sir, that's not up to me.
Crap, it is up to you, Al. You know, my wife, Abby, she never wants me to do anything while I'm upset. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. 28 years ago, I came home from a very bad day at the State House. I tell Abby I'm going out for a drive. I get in the station wagon, put it in reverse, and pull out of the garage full speed. Except I forgot to open the garage door. Abby told me not to drive while I was upset, and she was right. She was right yesterday when she told me not to get on that damn bicycle while I was upset, but I did it anyway. And I guess I was just about as angry as I've ever been in my life. Seems my granddaughter Annie had given an interview in one of those teen magazines, and somewhere between movie stars and makeup tips, she talked about her feelings on a woman's right to choose. Now, Annie, all of 12, has always been precocious, but she's got a good head on her shoulders, and I like it when she uses it, so I couldn't understand it when her mother called me in tears yesterday. I said, Elizabeth, what's wrong? She said, it's Annie. Now, I love my family, and I've read my Bible from cover to cover, so I want you to tell me, from what part of Holy Scripture do you suppose the Lambs of God drew their divine inspiration when they sent my 12-year-old granddaughter a Raggedy Ann doll with a knife stuck through its throat? You'll denounce these people, Al. You'll do it publicly. And until you do, you can all get your fat asses out of my White House. CJ, show these people out.
I believe we can find the door.
Find it now.
We'll fix this, Leo.
See that you do.
Okay, can I just say that as it turned out, I was the calmest person in the room?
Way to stay cool.
I am not empowered to auction off the Bill of Rights.
I thought you were going to take a swing at her there,
She's
Vanna.
calling us New York Jews, Josh.
Yeah, but being from Connecticut, I didn't mind so much. You, CJ, on the other hand, you were brilliant. I particularly liked the part where you said nothing at all.
I'm sorry, Josh. I was distracted. All I could really think about was Lloyd Russell and your girlfriend.
Randy and Lloyd Russell?
Yeah.
I'll be putting an end to that.
Hello, Mr. President. Did you have a nice trip, sir? How's the ankle, sir? Seems to me we've all been taking a little break. Thinking about our personal lives or thinking about keeping our jobs. Breaks are good. It's not a bad idea to take a break every now and then. I know how hard you all work. There was this time that Annie came to me with this press clipping. Seems these theologians down in South America were all excited because this little girl from Chile had sliced open a tomato, and the inside flesh of the tomato had actually formed a perfect rosary. The theologians commented that they thought this was a very impressive girl. Annie commented that she thought it was a very impressive tomato. Don't know what made me think of that. Naval intelligence reports approximately 1,200 Cubans left Havana this morning. Approximately 700 turned back due to severe weather. Some 350 are missing and presumed dead. 137 have been taken into custody in Miami and are seeking asylum. With the clothes on their back, they came through a storm. And the ones that didn't die want a better life, and they want it here. Talk about impressive. My point is this. Break's over.
Thank you, Mr. President.
They told you what happened.
Did you do anything at all to provoke these guys?
Like what?
Were you flirting with them?
Dad.
Zoe, you flirt with guys.
Yes, Dad, I am 19 years old. I was not flirting with these guys. And even if I was, it certainly wasn't justification for their behavior.
So what were you doing?
I went to the bar to get a drink.
The hell were you doing drinking?
I was getting a drink for CJ.
I'm gonna up your protection.
No.
Yes.
Dad.
Starting tomorrow.
I'm starting college in a month.
Well, you'll have plenty of friends to walk you to class.
I don't want this, Dad.
Zoe,
We talked about this. I am entitled to this part of my life.
you're getting this part of your life.
I'm entitled to a normal...
Oh, please.
Don't oh please me.
Look, the Secret Service
The
have their
Secret
hands
Service should
full.
worry about you getting shot.
They are worried about me getting shot. I'm worried about me getting shot. But that is nothing compared to how terrified we are of you. You scare the hell out of the Secret Service, Zoe, and you scare the hell out of me, too. My getting killed would be bad enough, but that is not the nightmare scenario. The nightmare scenario, sweetheart, is you getting kidnapped. You go out to a bar or a party in some club, and you get up to go to the restroom. Somebody comes up from behind, puts their hand across your mouth, and whisks you out the back door. You're so petrified, you don't even notice the bodies of the two Secret Service agents lying on the ground with bullet holes in their heads. Then you're whisked away in a car. It's a big party with lots of noise and lots of people coming and going. And it's a half hour before someone says, "Hey, where's Zoe?" Another 15 minutes before the first phone call. It's another hour and a half before anyone even thinks to shut down all the airports. And now we're off to the races. You're tied to a chair in a cargo shack somewhere in the middle of Uganda. And I am told that I have 72 hours to get Israel to free 460 terrorist prisoners. So I'm on the phone pleading with Ben Yabin, and he's saying, "I'm sorry, Mr. President, but Israel simply does not negotiate with terrorists, period. It's the only way we can survive, so now we got a new problem. Because this country no longer has a commander-in-chief. It has a father who's out of his mind because his little girl is in a shack somewhere in Uganda with a gun to her head. Do you get it?"
Yes.
I'm sorry, sweetheart, forgive me. Honey, I want you to have your freedom, your youth. I want you to have common, everyday experiences with girls your own age. But don't ever forget, this is a privilege. And it is an experience that must be cherished beyond measure. And proper protection and security, though at times I admit it's a drag, is never too high a price to pay.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Hey. It's all right, sweetheart. It's all right.
Good night.
Good night, sweetheart. I love you.
Love you too.
Good morning, Mr. President. Stand down, everybody. Where are we?
The Washington Carrier Group will be in position in 3 hours.
We had any further communications from the kidnappers?
No, but the driver's license used to rent the minivan from the Kinkos led us to an apartment complex in Baltimore rented to the same Shahab Khalil. Neighbors say 2 Arab men were living with Khalil. No one's seen them for 3 days.
What about the apartment?
Mail, photographs, numerous fingerprints, even a passport.
They didn't try to cover their tracks?
No, sir. They don't care if we know who they are. They don't plan on being alive in a few days.
What do you want to hit, Admiral?
Kazir training camps.
The Kumaris say those are religious schools.
They're terrorist training camps masquerading as religious schools. We trace Khalil to Zachariah Farouk, leader of the camps.
They close to anything?
Villages, hospitals, a food distribution
We're
center.
suggesting AGM 88 harms. We will hit what we're aiming for.
This is a long-term ally in a highly volatile region.
Bombing Tripoli stopped Libya.
It's more likely to strengthen the resolve of the terrorists and topple a moderate Islamic regime.
If we bomb the camps, don't the kidnappers murder Zoe Bartlet?
Or it sends a message. Kill her or don't, the United States does not negotiate with terrorists.
Our European allies are going to go crazy. They have billions tied up in oil and natural gas pipelines in Kumar.
Screw the Europeans. They've had years to try to convince the Kamaris to get their house in order. What are the chances Zoe Bartlet's still alive?
Hard to say, but I think yes, she probably is. They want to milk this for all it's worth.
Get your people in place, Admiral. We don't go today unless we're provoked. Find her and find her fast. But if Zoe Bartlet turns up dead, I'm gonna blow the hell out of something, and God only knows what happens next.
The kid's asking for immunity?
We gave it to him. Dealer's an Algerian friend of his from Paris. They haven't found him yet. Jean-Paul thought he was spiking her drink with ecstasy, not GHB.
Anything else from the kidnappers?
Not yet. But the FBI has traced the driver's license to an apartment in Baltimore. They have names and descriptions of 2 additional suspects and a wealth of new information to work off of.
We need to stall, give the FBI more time. What about the Pakistanis?
Yeah.
You're already doing it?
Excuse me.
So what's Walken gonna do? Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war?
I'm really not at liberty to discuss that with you, sir.
Right, no. I'm sorry, of course.
I should get back. Charlie is out in the hall.
What? I sent him home hours ago.
He didn't go.
I thought I sent you home.
You need something, sir?
Nah, we're good. Sit down. Jean-Paul gave the FBI the name of his dealer. Yeah, I want to kill him, too. You really should go home. You work for the president. He's going to need you down there.
I work for you, sir. Somebody else can show him where the Xerox paper is.
You do a lot more than that, Charlie.
Thank you, sir. But I'd prefer to stay here with you.
What do you think about using the Eudora Welty quote instead of the Gandhi?
Well, I think they both work, but since I wouldn't make any more changes,
You
I'd stay
must
with
be
the
the
Gandhi.
change, is that it? You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Sounds too much like Eastern philosophy.
Well, it was bound to, sir.
Because Gandhi lived in India?
Yeah. Sir, this speech is about creativity, and in my judgment, it's a home run. Now, what it isn't is a speech that will convince Zoe not to go to France tomorrow.
Well, let's write that one.
Mr. President?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Mr. President?
Yeah. Thanks, Will, for the help.
Use the Eudora Welty. It's better.
Thank you.
I understand you're not using the teleprompter.
Yeah, no, I've got it down here in this folder and on some napkins in my pockets.
Okay, listen, you're going to be all right with that.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine, you know, unless something comes up.
Like what?
Well, for instance, I just realized I don't have access to my pockets anymore. But, you know, what are you going to do? All three of our daughters in one place for Christmas. You've never seen that, have you?
No, sir, I haven't.
She's never seen it.
Maybe next year.
What if she quits before then? She's flighty.
We'll all be here tonight. We'll be grateful for that.
I'm grateful, but Debbie thinks one night isn't a visit so much as a pit stop.
Mr. President, Liz is pulling up.
Thank you.
Let's not dwell on it with the kids.
I'm not dwelling. I think it's fine. I think we should all spend Christmas at Liz's in-laws.
We're invited.
Never again. I still have flashbacks.
You didn't sit up all night with Jean sewing ducklings on stockings.
Good morning, sir. Mrs. Bartlett.
Good to see you, Jim.
We're not doing photos now, are we?
A couple candids. Nothing serious till the tree lighting.
You should get a few before dinner of the whole family together. I'll be there.
I know you will.
I will.
I just don't think you should crucify Ellie for telling you she might be late.
How hard could it possibly be?
When there's a fair to middling chance, you may not make it yourself.
I'm not asking her to stay a week. It's one meal. I don't want to sit next to Doug tonight. I don't want to hear about his kayak.
Show up on time. You can sit wherever you like.
Tell Ellie if she's late, she has to sit next to Doug. Lizzie!
Oh, there's my guy.
How are you, kid?
Hey, Doug. Oh,
Doug.
how was the flight?
Hey, Dad. Was there a stowaway in the car? A monster? I got him! I got him!
Inside.
Come with me!
You didn't want to wait for dinner?
I'm waiting. There's a fruit bowl. Turns out the fruit's real.
Ellie and Zoe went down to watch the carolers. We didn't know how long you'd be.
Ellie's here? That's nice. She enjoying her stay?
Did you talk to Liz?
I'm not sure we're going to see her for dinner. That's okay. I've got a picture in my wallet of the three girls together from Acadia in '96.
It's Doug's fight. Why does she have to get in the middle?
It's bigger than Doug.
What is it about those ice skates we never bought her?
That and the cauliflower incident.
We didn't beat them.
There's still time. Shame about Gus and the tree.
You didn't really think he was in a march
I
around?
did. He would have had fun.
He thought he was going to be alone with you. He didn't know what all those other people were doing there.
Oh, yeah. Last Christmas, Ellie wasn't around. The year before was Tennessee, and the calls to Belarus. I can't remember when it was just the five of us, and weather, and everybody in their slippers.
We don't do that.
We did.
I was on call 3 straight Christmas Eves when Ellie was little. We've never been Courier and Ives.
He's not a fan of turkey. I was told he didn't eat any of it. Yes, Talmadge Craig. The other night nurse? Right, we spoke the day after Thanksgiving. It's fine, I just thought maybe I could send a ham. No, I'm not asking the kitchen to do it. I'm saying it's 3 weeks away. They vacuum pack it. If I could just send it to you, and you could see that they give it to him instead of the... No, this is... This is CJ. I'm his daughter.
stranger.
Abby,
Nice speech in Des Moines.
believe this dog and pony show that got me in.
Getting any sleep?
I'm eating my vegetables.
Oh, good.
How's Ellie?
Still standing.
That's good.
Not really. The dress, it wrinkles.
I'm sure he'll be here any minute.
You think?
Miracles happen.
Leon, I need your men to stop advancing. If you'll just hold your position.
I'm not sure what that will accomplish.
Let me at least talk to the Russians, try and convince them to push President Tarimov to reschedule elections.
It was the Russians who put Tarimov in power in the first place. For years, this is how the Russians have been operating.
Leon.
And given their history, it seems clear to me
Leon.
that the only way to stop their continued aggression...
Damn it, Leon, will you shut up already? Is your daughter married?
Excuse me, Mr. President?
Your daughter, the one I met when we were in Beijing, is she married?
Yes, she was married 2 years ago, last spring.
Then you will understand me when I tell you that my daughter's wedding is this afternoon, and that she has been waiting for 46 minutes for me to give her away because I can't put down this damn phone until you tell me that you're not going to start World War III today. Now, for the love of God, Leon, will you please just give me 1/2 hour so I can go and walk my little girl down the aisle?
Mr. President, we can't continue this discussion in 1 hour.
And your troops will hold their position until then?
Yes, Mr. President.
Thank you, Leon. You've got 1 hour.
You made it.
Honey, you look...
Dad?
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
It's okay, Dad. Really. You wanted a White House wedding.
That's right. And smile.
You okay, Dad?
You know, one time during my first term in Congress, we went on a congressional delegation to East Germany, and you probably don't remember. You couldn't have been more than 4 or 5. At any rate, we got to East Berlin, and we were waiting online with our passports at Checkpoint Charlie, when all of a sudden, you bolted out into the no man's land between the 2 guard posts, and everything stopped. The MPs just froze, and your mother and I were scared to death, but not you. You just calmly looked up at one of the soldiers on the wall, and you waved. And the soldier waved back. And then...
And then all the soldiers were waving at each other. I remember, Dad. Take my arm.